Okay guys, so today we're going to get the last bit of logic that we need to get. Okay, just the last thing that is left for us as far as the way we're going to do it. We're not going to do the rules of the syllogism. You know, we got the syllogism, we know how it works. We know the parts of the syllogism, the terms, the actual propositions and all that. And then there are a set of rules that will ensure that you've got a valid inference in your syllogism, that in other words, your syllogism is valid. We aren't going to do that part, the rules. You can take my logic class, Philosophy 2303, to get that part. Okay, that's just not for us. What we're going to do is an intermediate step here. This is the last part of what we need to get for logic for us. And it is what is called immediate inference. All right, immediate inference. Now, immediate in this case means it does not have a medium. So without a medium means it doesn't have a middle term. In other words, you don't add another proposition to get to your conclusion. You simply have one single original proposition, like the example I've got here, some cats are shy, and you see what you can infer from that. And logicians have a series of logical maneuvers on a proposition, again, immediate inference, and this is what we need to get. All right, there are four simple maneuvers that we need to learn, four kinds of immediate inference with propositions. All right, the first is what is called conversion. All right, conversion is the first one, and I'm going to give you an example of conversion here. All right, when we convert a proposition, we first have to understand that there are two aspects to propositions that help us understand and manipulate it. The first is what is called the quality of a proposition. The quality means it's either affirmative or negative. This, of course, is an I proposition, and it's affirmative, right? As you know, I propositions, also called particular affirmatives, are affirmative or positive. Okay, that's their quality. So the two qualities are affirmative and negative, or positive and negative if you prefer. So the quality of a proposition is easy. A and I are affirmative. E's and O's are negative. All right. There is then the quantity of the proposition. The quantity is the how many. Okay. We have a quantifier of every proposition. So there are two possible quantities. There's universal and there's particular. And that's it. All right. Two qualities, affirmative and negative. Right? Are you saying all x are y? Or are you saying no x are y? Are you saying some x are y? Or are you saying some x are not y? So two affirmatives, A and I, two negatives, E and O. And then you have the quantity. That was the quality. Now the quantity, universal in particular. A and I, A and E are universal. I and O are particular. All right? So let's think about this first logical maneuver, conversion. We derive or infer from some cats are shy that some shy things are cats. Now, as you notice, we are going to have to put the word things in there for it to make sense. In doing logic here, you will at times have to add a word to make grammatical sense. Some shy are cats doesn't make sense to us, right? So when the term is an adjective, you have to do that, but you don't have to worry about that. It's just that you'll tell. From some cats are shy, it becomes some shy things are cats. That's conversion. I can convert an E proposition. I can say no cats are shy and derive no shy things are cats. I'm simply flipping subject and predicate. Now, you cannot convert O propositions. Okay? If we put the four kinds of propositions here down, you cannot convert O propositions. All right? And then we have a special case with A propositions. Think about this. If I say all cats are shy, therefore all shy things are cats, no, you can tell that doesn't follow. From all squirrels are animals, therefore all animals are squirrels, that doesn't follow. Okay, so you can't convert A's? No, that's not the case. You can convert A's. It's just that when you convert them, they have to become I's. So from all squirrels are animals, you can infer some animals are squirrels. So anytime you convert an A it becomes an I. If you had all cats are shy, it would become some shy things are cats. Okay? So, A is a special case, O's you cannot convert, and then E and I you can convert to your heart's delight, just normal conversion. Okay, so the first operation of immediate inference is just that, conversion. Secondly, there is obversion. All right, obversion. And by the way, just a couple of terms so we get it down. The original proposition in conversion is called the convertend. Let me write that down for you. The convertend. The resulting proposition is called the converse. Okay, what you end up with after you've done your inference, you've done your conversion, is the converse, which will begin with the convertend. And so likewise, with this immediate inference, the original is the obvertend. The resulting proposition is the obverse. Okay, you get the obverse. Now, how do you get the obverse? You get it from a two-step process. Okay, let's just take all x or y as an example proposition. The two steps are this. First of all, you change the quality. Okay, so in this case, since it began as an affirmative, it becomes a negative, right? And you don't switch subject and predicate, but what you do, no x are, you put a non in front of the predicate, and you make sure you put the dash, okay? Non-y. No x or non-y. So from all x or y, you get no x or non-y. Now, you will notice, unlike conversion, obversion is essentially saying the same thing as the original proposition. See, when you convert, you're getting basically new information, but when you obvert, you're simply restating all x or y into no x or non-y. All right? Now, notice, if we had in this place, if this were some x or y, okay, which is an I proposition, okay, then it would be some x are not non-y. All right, so in other words, the I had to become an O, right? It has to change quality. So this is an affirmative quality, some x or y, so it has to become some x or not. And then you simply add the non-y. So from some x or y, we get some x or not non-y. That is the obverse. Now you can avert all four propositions, no problem, A, E, I, and O. All right? So you begin with the obvertend, you end with the obverse. So again, it's a two-step process in aversion. In aversion, you change the quality, and then you put a non-dash in front of whatever the predicate is. Okay? I mean, the predicate could be some loves fly fishing on Tuesdays. Like all X are things that love fly fishing on Tuesday. You put non-dash things that love fly fishing on Tuesdays. Whatever it is, whatever the predicate is, you put non-dash. Make sure you have the dash, okay? Non-dash, all right? Because in other words, if you did a version on an O, for example, so that it became an I, that non might make people think it's still an O, but it's not. It's just non-dash, okay? The obverse there. Okay, now we have what's called contraposition, which is a logical maneuver you might have heard in mathematics, which of course they stole from us, right? Mathematicians hate to admit this, but all mathematics essentially reduces to logic. I mean, it just absolutely chaps their ass. They hate hearing this, but it's true, right? If you really want to stir up a problem, go to the math department in the hallway and just shout as loud as you can, all math is logic, and then run like hell, because they'll come out of their offices like bees, right? It just bothers them. But all math is reducible to logic. All right, so from contraposition, we get partial contraposition and full contraposition. Okay, first of all, partial contraposition. You avert, then you convert a proposition. Okay, so let's just start with the real simple, like we did a minute ago. All x are y. Okay, so if we avert that first, that's going to become no x are non-y, right? You know that. No x or non-y, that's averting. Then we convert that from no x or non-y. We're going to say no non-y are x. And that's our partial contrapositive, okay? So again, we have partial contraposition, that's what we're doing now, and then full contraposition. Partial contraposition is this two-part step. You avert, then you convert. All right, in this case, we took this A. We averted it, no x or non-y. Then we converted it, no non-y or x. Right? So now so this resulting proposition is the partial contrapositive of the original. Okay? Now notice, if we did this, if we did partial contraposition on an E, the original proposition is E, when we avert it, it's going to become an A. Then we have to convert it. Keep in mind, when you convert it, it has to become an I in that case. You have to do that special case with A's. We have a Latin term for some of that, but we won't worry about that now. We can do that in logic class, but so we don't need to worry too much about terminology. Okay, so the partial contrapositive. Okay, now the real nice thing about this is to go to a full contrapositive. All you do is one more step. You just add aversion to it. So you take the resulting, you take the partial contrapositive, right here, this is the partial contrapositive of the original proposition, and you avert it, and you've got the full contrapositive. So to avert this, we're going to change the quality to all, okay? All non-y are non-x, right? And then we, of course, hyphenate the predicate with non in front of it. What did I put here? No non-y or x. Should be no non-y or x. No x and non-y. Yeah, no non-y. I had no there twice, looks like. Didn't mean to write that down that way. Okay, so all non-y or non-x now is the full contrapositive of the original proposition. So we have the original proposition, all x or y. We averted to no x or non-y. We converted no non-y or x. And then we averted all non-y or non-x. And that's the full contrapositive of the original proposition. Okay? So here, we avert, we convert, and then we advert. Just remember OCO, right? Is that helpful? Let's see. Ostriches can't ovulate. How's that? Is that helpful? Right? Ovulate means to make eggs, right? So ostriches can't ovulate. How much easier can I make it for you, right? Or come up with your own, all right, mnemonic or memory device. Once again, to get the full contrapositive, you avert, convert, avert, and you've got the full contrapositive, right? So this should not be, this last step in logic that we're doing should not be too hard. You got conversion, you simply flip subject and predicate. You've got aversion, in which you change the quality and then put non-dash in front of the predicate. You've got partial contraposition, which it means you avert it and then you convert the result. You avert and then convert the obverse. And then full contraposition, which means you add a version to that. You avert, you convert, and you avert. OCO. All right? And that's the full 4 maneuvers of immediate inference. And that's what you need to remember for this. And that's the last thing, which makes it very nice. So then you will see on our last test, you will see at least some questions with immediate inference. It won't be mostly immediate inference, but you'll have some, and it shouldn't be too difficult. Practice this, just take propositions. Just remember that in conversion, you cannot convert O's, and to convert A's, the resulting proposition, that is the converse, has to be an I, and otherwise everything will be great. Okay guys, so happy